Hi everyone, my name is Christina Shortell and I am a special education teacher at Evergreen Charter School. I'm going to share my website with you for some extra resources and ways in which I differentiate for special education students and general education students that are working remotely. So my focus this year is working with first and second grade students to teach the Foundations program and teach the Foundations program remotely. So it's been a bit of a challenge, but I have a bunch of different resources that I'm excited to share. So I know that Bitmoji is all the rage. So we've created a Bitmoji Foundations classroom where we have a ton of resources that are attached to it. And what's really great about the Bitmoji classroom is that it's super inviting, super engaging. We found that students really enjoy it. They like to see this, and it's appealing to them, something that they're familiar with, and so they have a tendency to fiddle around more with it than if it was just a generic website with a bunch of different tabs. So that being said, on my homepage, I have a whole bunch to take a look at. The focus right now, however, is really handwriting. So on the first grade level, it's just a review of kindergarten's handwriting component of the program. So if we click one of the posters here, it's going to prompt to a video on letter formation. So if a student's struggling to remember where a specific letter begins or where it may end, they can click the poster and then watch the video for reinforcement. If there's a specific letter they're having difficulties writing, they can click that letter on the top chart and it's going to bring them to a video to show them exactly how to form the letter. If they're having trouble with vowels identification and their sounds, they can click the vowel poster and it will bring them to a short vowel video. And if they're having trouble with, let's see what else I have, their digraphs, they can click a digraph and watch the video to review those sounds. What's really nice about this Bitmoji classroom is some students might not be really want to watch the video. They may not even need to, but just by having the same resources and the same materials that the program has presented electronically is an opportunity for them to review. Taking it a step further, I've also used a program called Padlet. So going back to the handwriting component of the program, this is a great resource because it literally goes in order in which the letters are taught. And it is the home resource packet straight from the program. So if parents want to view or students need a step-by-step guide on exactly how to write the letter, they can download this paper and print it out or just have it, or they can view it on any device. There's a QR code for it as well that's more compatible with phones and tablets. And at the very bottom, I've included a handwriting video with use of the Foundations whiteboard, and it goes through each letter that's grouped together at one time. So again, it's like kind of like a menu. You can take what you need from the home page, but we can also even take it a step further by grade level. So on the first page, I also have the Bitmoji classroom, but now it's a little bit more specialized for first grade. So we have the Welded Sounds poster. If you click it, it'll bring you to that, where reviewed of glued sounds. I have the digraphs again, which are the same that are presented towards the end of kindergarten. I have the vowel poster that's the same, the individual letters reminding you how exactly to form that letter. There's also this vowel sounds poster, which goes through the long vowel sounds that wasn't presented on the homepage. Okay, I have the whiteboard that brings you to a joined shared whiteboard that you can use when you're writing or building words. And we also have trick words on the bottom. So if you click the trick words, it's going to play all the trick words for the unit or whichever ones that you've linked that you might need review with. So a bunch of different resources. That is fantastic. Again, parents can use it. Kids can click on it. Whatever they need, they can review. Taking it a step further, I've kind of differentiated by groups and then by class. So for example, if I click the Monday button here, I'm reviewing with students at home letter formation before their unit tests, so they've already received this packet. It's been sent home. Now they can review it with me. So while I'm using my tools on Zoom to form the letters, they're following along at home doing the same thing with their pens and pencils. This class might just need more review in a different way. So instead of just worrying about letter formation, we're focusing on sentence writing, CVC word identification and reading, decoding, And so we have a full activity for making sentences. We put the words in the right order, we write the sentence, draw a picture. So a different activity, but for different needs. Okay. And then at the very bottom, again, we have some different videos. So this is the same as the home page. This is the trick word practice, but it's a different video from the one that's on the Bitmoji classroom. And this is me dictating the sounds, letter keyword sounds, as they're done and said in the Foundations program. So again, more resources, trying to reach all of the learners that we can. For second grade, looks a little bit different, but then again, very similar. So we're working on glued sounds. Oopsies, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Or vowel teams, rather. Ay. Sorry, that one's different. We're working on vowel sounds or welded sounds, different from first grade. This isn't the same level, so it's going to be a different video. Different trick words. Long vowel sounds or vowel teams. Okay, so again, the layout is very similar, but different resources for different grade levels. I did the same kind of idea where I grouped by class or groups. So if you click each button, it's a different activity that the students either will do with me via Zoom, or if they don't attend the Zoom, they can do on their own. And recently we just created a Kahoot. So there were different Kahoots for each class based on the needs of each group of students. And we reviewed for their unit assessment, which is going to be happening this week. So if for those of you that aren't familiar with Kahoot, it's another great resource to use, especially remotely. The kids get to kind of compete and answer questions at their own time. They love it. It's super interactive. So we played that last week. And then again, I've included some videos at the bottom for review. I think that what's really wonderful is that these kids have had so much exposure to just remote learning that they know exactly, I shouldn't say exactly, but they know very well how to navigate a website and even navigate a Bitmoji classroom or a Google Classroom. So it's really fantastic that they have the means to do this on their own in most cases. And lastly, I'm also working with first grade to implement our writing curriculum for those students that are home. And on this page, I simply have all of our anchor charts for viewing and review. And I also did have a video, unfortunately it's not loading now, that's at the bottom, and it's me writing a writing piece, so they actually get to see that modeling aspect of it and exactly how we set up our page, how we write our sentence, what's included in a piece of writing. And that's just a great resource to have to help those students. Before we started our writing unit, we did a Mo Willems author study. So we included some visuals for support of the books. We also included a graphic organizer for students that needed it. Prior to this, I did have on the video readers. So I'm sorry, on the website, readers. So options for students to click a reader. And they could read along or they could just listen to a story. So thank you for joining. It's been wonderful. I hope you learned something and you can take away something from my website. Thanks so much.
Today, we will be simplifying complex fractions. What is a complex fraction? A complex fraction is a fraction within a fraction, such as 5/3 over 7/12. 5/3 over 7/12 is really telling us to divide 5/3 by 7/12. To make this simple, we'll write 5 over 3 divided by 7 over 12. Then we'll invert and multiply. Remember the inverse operation. 5/3 divided by 7/12 will become 5/3 times 12 over 7. After multiplying, you should have 60 over 21. We will use equivalent fractions to simplify this. Our simplified answer will be 20 over 7. That was simple enough. Complex fractions aren't that complex. Now you try it. We can simplify complex fractions. created by Mrs. Math King at Evergreen Charter School. That means it was created with work by Miss King.